Hey guys, in this video, I want to talk to you about some of the top tonic herbs for treating and preventing prostate problems. Now really quick before we jump into these herbs and I start rattling off their benefits and the research behind them, I would like for you to take a moment after this video to head over to our other videos on prostate problems and watch those to get a greater understanding of the pathology and the causes of prostate issues. And that is important because a lot of the conventional research surrounding prostate cancer points the blame at androgens like testosterone and DHT, when that couldn't be further from the truth. From our research and understanding, androgens like DHT and testosterone are actually protective against not just prostate cancer, but a wide variety of degenerative diseases. Whereas estrogen and prolactin are more known to not only act on the prostate directly, leading to its enlargement, but through a variety of different mechanisms, everything from causing inflammation, abnormal cell growth and division, abnormal calcium metabolism, etc., are what are actually causing prostate cancer and a lot of degenerative diseases. So I just wanted to get that out of the way, just in case you have heard that DHT and testosterone are what cause prostate cancer, because as you'll see in a moment, a lot of the herbs I'm going to talk about are actually herbs that are pro-androgenic. They're increasing the production and the levels of androgens in the body and generally opposing the production of estrogen and prolactin. So with that out of the way, let's just jump right into these herbs. So the first tonic herb I'd recommend supplementing with or experimenting with is actually Polyrachis black ant. And this is because Polyrachis black ant contains an abundance of bioavailable zinc. Next to oysters and beef liver, it is one of the most natural, nutritious sources of bioavailable zinc that you can acquire. Now, first and foremost, it's been discovered that supplementation of zinc can actually decrease the risk or reduce prostate cancer. And this is likely through two major mechanisms. First, zinc is a precursor to testosterone. And as we learned earlier, first of all, there's no correlation with excess testosterone causing prostate cancer. There is research that shows that estrogen can cause prostate cancer, but testosterone, being generally an anti-estrogen-like substance, is going to be protective against prostate cancer in this way. The second major thing that we know about zinc is that it's an anti-aromatase substance, meaning that it not only preserves testosterone levels by protecting testosterone from becoming estrogen, but anything that has an anti-aromatase effect is ultimately going to have an anti-estrogen effect. So it's likely through these two primary mechanisms, its direct ability to boost testosterone levels by acting as a precursor to testosterone, and through its anti-aromatase effect, that zinc, and in this case Polyrachis black ant, being a good source of zinc, can help to protect the prostate from becoming cancerous, enlarged, or diseased. The second herb I'd recommend supplementing with is Epimedium, or horny goatweed. So Epimedium obviously gets its nickname horny goatweed due to its pro-sexual effects. It's been long known that the supplementation of Epimedium has a beneficial effect on libido, overall sexual desire, and sexual function. And this is actually through its pro-testosterone effects. Although this study here proclaims that Epimedium protects the prostate from cancer through its anti-androgen effects, the fact of the matter is, we know that icariin, the major constituent in Epimedium, is known to increase the levels of free circulating testosterone. So, although there's conflicting information here, the fact of the matter is that Epimedium is definitely going to optimize testosterone levels, not lower them, and that's likely the major mechanism. Also, something that I tend to see in the world of science and all the research is that typically when something is said to be an anti-androgen substance, especially when it's being researched in the realm of prostate cancer, breast cancer, hair loss, all of these so-called androgenic diseases, that these substances are usually also having an anti-estrogen and an anti-prolactin effect. For example, saw palmetto, which is commonly used to treat prostate cancer, does so by not just lowering testosterone and DHT, so it does have a anti-androgenic-like effect, but it also inhibits the activity of the receptor sites in the prostate for estrogen and prolactin. So saw palmetto in this way, although it is having an anti-DHT-like effect through its ability to inhibit 5-alpha reductase, the enzyme that converts test to DHT. At the same time, it's also having an anti-estrogen and an anti-prolactin-like effect. And because of this, I personally wouldn't recommend saw palmetto for treating prostate issues, because over the long term, although it might have an anti-estrogen and anti-prolactin effect, it will also eventually lead to low DHT levels, which is not something that you would necessarily want. It could lead to low libido, the inability to achieve an erection, and other problems with good sexual function. So instead, I would supplement with the herbs that we're talking about here in this video so far: Polyrachis black ant and Epimedium. The third herb I'm going to recommend for treating prostate issues is none other than nettle root. Nettle root is probably the #1 herb for treating prostate issues naturally, and through, again, its very similar effects to that of the herbs we talked about already. First and foremost, nettle root is one of the most powerful anti-aromatase herbs that you could take, lowering the activity of the aromatase enzyme to nearly zero. So it has a major anti-estrogen effect, and estrogen tends to increase the production of prolactin. So in this way, nettle root targets prostate issues at the root, no pun intended. But in addition to its anti-aromatase and anti-estrogen effects, nettle root also increases testosterone by increasing the free circulating testosterone, by decreasing the sex hormone binding globulin, which otherwise binds to testosterone. And because of these anti-estrogen and pro-testosterone effects, nettle root tends to also have anti-inflammatory and antioxidative stress effects, which are all protective to the prostate and the body as a whole from cancer. The fourth and final herb I'd recommend supplementing with for treating prostate cancer would be pine pollen. Now, unfortunately, there's not tons of scientific research surrounding pine pollen, but here's what we know about prostate cancer, and here's what we know about pine pollen. We know that in the pathogenesis of prostate cancer, like other cancers and degenerative aging conditions, that there's a decline of androgen hormones, which are generally protective and boost the metabolic rate. And there's a corresponding rise of stress substances, primarily cortisol, estrogen, prolactin. So this imbalance is seen in just about every disease you could think of, especially prostate cancer. And what we know about pine pollen is it can help to correct and reverse this imbalance and get it back to normal. First of all, pine pollen actually contains exogenous forms of androgens. It contains plant steroid versions of DHEA, testosterone, androstenedione, and other androgens. So it's going to help boost the androgenic hormone levels in your body in this way. But pine pollen also has an anti-estrogen-like effect. It can help assist the liver in metabolizing or destroying any excess estrogens that have accumulated over your lifetime, whether that's through exposure to estrogens environmentally or in your food, or just due to the liver becoming tired and fatigued and not being able to properly eliminate that estrogen. So like a lot of the other herbs we talked about here, pine pollen is going to target prostate cancer and prostate problems at the root imbalance, which is typically a deficiency of androgens and an excess of feminizing hormones like estrogen and prolactin. So there you have it, 4 powerful herbs for helping correct the primary hormonal imbalance that tends to cause prostate cancer and prostate enlargement. Now keep in mind, these are not the only herbs and substances that can help you achieve this, so feel free to start experimenting and playing around with any sorts of substances that are known to optimize the androgens and keep the estrogen and the prolactin in check. Anything that can achieve that will likely have a beneficial effect or a promising effect at treating prostate issues, amongst many other degenerative health diseases, especially related to aging. However, that does bring this video to a close. If you've enjoyed it and found it helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you are new here and want to see more videos just like this. And of course, if you're interested in supplementing with any of these herbs or learning more about them, feel free to head to our blog and our online tonic herb shop in the description box below.